Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the 5th episode of Chipod Ironicast for April 2015. What?
What?
Yeah. This is a bit belated, as I'm sure you could tell. Some real-life stuff happened. I don't know if you want to talk about it, but you've mentioned you got a new job, you had to move. That happened at the beginning of the month, so here we are recording in the middle.
Yep,
We're bad.
Get an apartment and all that, moved to a different state because I work for a AAA game dev, and it's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
I talked about it in a stream once, but there's a free bagel day.
Oh, dang.
There are 4 different places on each floor to get an infinite amount of Pop-Tarts if you're into those. I am not, but they also have Fig Newtons, so I'm okay.
The true excesses of the .com bubble are back to haunt us.
Yeah, there's a lot of soda. There is one place to get water and Gatorade. That's the place I go to. Every other place is like, well, you got juice and you got soda and coffee. You want water? Too bad.
So that's not going to be one of our topics today. The drink situation at unnamed game dev company. That's all the detail you're getting, folks. Yep. But in order to sort of make it up to you fine people out there, there's going to be a bonus episode this month. Between the April cast and the May cast, there's going to be a special one that is going to... I'm not going to reveal too much, but there will be a special guest that I think some people will be interested to hear from.
Yeah.
So look for that roughly a week after this one is uploaded.
Yeah. Because
it will be recorded roughly a week after this one is recorded.
I wish I could have gone this time. If I just moved in like maybe 2 weeks earlier, I totally could have gone, but...
That's all right.
Oh, well. There's next time.
It's always next time. But we've got this time, right here, right now, living in the present.
Rest in peace, Hideo Kojima.
Yeah. Hey, you want to do the topics backwards and start with that?
Okay.
Let's do it live. Okay.
Oh my god.
What is the deal with Kojima? The biggest gaming news probably between this episode and the last is the possible, I'd say likely departure of Kojima from Konami.
Yeah, people were just suddenly noticing a few weeks ago that on all the promotional material for like Ground Zeroes and the Phantom Pain and also the HD collection, that the Kojima Productions logo was disappearing, and also that a Hideo Kojima game was being removed from all that stuff. And
then people started investigating it even more, and things like what is the company? Kojima Productions Los Angeles, which is doing Metal Gear Online, is now Konami Los Angeles Studio.
Yep, just Konami Los Angeles. And it seems... Here's the thing. It was very vague what had happened, but Konami did kind of put out some kind of crappy statement saying...
I think that they've said basically that there's an reorganization and that they're really proud to continue producing... the Metal Gear franchise.
Yeah, they said they will continue to be producing Metal Gear stuff in the future, and that Kojima is still on board to finish Phantom Pain, but it sounds like he is no longer an employee and that he's just a contracted person, so once Phantom Pain is done, he's just gone.
Yeah. But no one is speaking clearly, and so I thought an advantage of waiting until we recorded to say anything about it is that by now, surely there must be concrete information. No, there isn't.
They've said very little. One of the other things was that the Fox engine now apparently is a product developed by Konami and not Kojima Productions. So who knows, maybe Kojima won't even be able to bring the Fox engine with them.
And maybe they're just renaming things.
But it's like... It was like with GameSpot, there was apparently somebody from Kojima Productions or Konami who stayed anonymous and just told them that all the high-ranking people in Kojima Productions were banned from using social media and could not talk about what was happening.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
So yeah, and it was back like the middle of last month, Kojima was just tweeting random stuff. Like, he always loved to just tweet pictures of Snake in the helicopter in the Phantom Pain. And there was one tweet that just said, heading off, and that was it.
That was his last actual tweet for a long time.
He's retweeted stuff.
Until yesterday, or like 3 or 4 days ago, he bought an anime about a train.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, it's just really weird. And like on top of that, you know, not knowing what exactly is happening, like if Kojima is leaving, like what happens to Silent Hills now?
Right.
That like the reason why Silent Hills was happening, and also the reason why it was any good, was because Kojima was behind it, which means they actually gave Silent Hill some money for the first time in over 10 years.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know, man. Maybe that game's...
The last big news to come out about it is that singer for Heaven's Divide and Sins of the Father, Donna Burke. Yeah. I mean, Donna Burke is a singer for a lot of things. Yeah. But, relevantly, those 2 songs for the Metal Gear franchise, who's tweeting like, hey, don't throw away the Kojima team's work over the last 5 years because upper management fired a genius.
Yeah, and then she came back later, and it looked like Konami corrected her and went like, hey, you better backpedal there or else you're fired, maybe. Yeah. Because then she was like, actually, that's not factually correct. Konami blah, blah, blah. And it was like, oh, boy, that was definitely a prepared statement from somebody in HR.
And so, PR. like everything that doesn't have official word, and many things that even do, there's a lot of rumor and people connecting the dots on their personal, like, conspiracy theory cork boards.
Yeah, and especially since Kojima, there's still people who are thinking that, like, oh, all this stuff that's happening is just part of the marketing for Phantom Pain, which is madness to me. Because that seems like such a dangerous thing to toy with. Yeah. Like, that affects your stocks. Like, it did affect their stock very little, like 20 cents or something. But still, it's when you make it seem like an actual business thing, that feels like it's going too far.
Or on the other hand, is the Deadline reporting that someone is actually writing a Metal Gear Solid film script. Does that mean Kojima has lost rights to control Metal Gear media?
Oh my god.
I don't know.
I hope the Metal Gear movie is actually an adaptation of the Metal Gear Solid 1 novel. So there's that entire bit where Psycho Mantis makes Snake go to Kitty Land, the theme park he went to while he was being trained in the military as a child. It was a privately owned military theme park.
So that's the facts and everyone else's speculation. What do you think is going on? And what do you think might happen?
So, something kind of... There was a thing Kojima said years ago, before even Ground Zeroes was revealed or anything about Metal Gear 5, was that there was that time for a while, like, we knew what the Fox engine was, and some stuff had been shown off from that. And he was talking about... We knew
it was really good at making conference rooms look like conference rooms.
Yeah. We knew that there was a game he was working on called Project Ogre. And he claimed that Project Ogre, or whatever game he was working on at the time, would have a taboo in it that if not received correctly would force him out of the games industry.
And then his time there would be Ogre.
Yep, that's how he ended that. And there was another thing he said where it was like, oh, I have one very influential person supporting me in this thing I'm doing in this game. So he was less scared about that. And as a side thing to all the conspiracy theories people have had with the current thing going on with Kojima, just recently people found out that there is an actual scientist who is getting ready to attempt the world's first head transplant, and he looks hilariously similar to the doctor from the Phantom Pain trailers when he wakes up Snake from his coma. And people did research on all of his books, and it was like, oh, he's doing head replacement surgery on this guy to try and eliminate phantom pain that he's experiencing. and all this. But he's a real scientist. He's a real dude. People went way too far and found like his personal phone number and called him like, "Do you know what Metal Gear is?" And it seems like a lot of...
by the time you start to try to do a head transplant, you can no longer be called a real scientist.
Yeah. He has books published at least.
That's an unrelated topic to me.
There's like, he's had like TED Talks in the past, but anybody can get a TED Talk, it seems.
Especially if they're head talks.
Yeah.
Cornered the market on that.
But it seems, because somebody found the actual guy that they based the scientist model off for Phantom Pain. So it seems that this is just a guy Kojima has known about and took a lot of inspiration from for the Phantom Pain maybe, but still everybody was trying to connect that with the Kojima getting fired thing, and it was just chaos for about 2 days.
What if he just has one of those faces that you can then slice off and attach to someone else's head?
Oh my god.
And now we're off to the races.
Oh jeez. I'm not too worried about Kojima, I guess. If he still wants to make games, everybody is going to throw money at him.
Yeah.
I hope Silent Hills doesn't get killed. That would be bad, since this is like the first like ray of hope for that fan base in forever.
As far as I know, the word is the scuttlebutt in the Silent Hill community is that Silent Hills is equally, if not more so, a Del Toro joint.
That's right, yeah.
And that nobody's heard a peep out of him being fired or let go or whatever.
Yeah, a funny thing though is Del Toro has a history of being one of the big names making a new video game and then getting it canceled.
Or even films, if you want to enjoy The Hobbit.
But yeah, he's had a couple other instances of partnering up with game developers and like making a game and then it gets canceled or just falls apart. The place I work for worked on one of those games. There's a big hint. But yeah, it's... At least if he's gone from Konami, if he continues to make games, he'll at least be able to make something else than Metal Gear for once.
Right.
He had to say it 5 times, but finally, this is the last Metal Gear. Although it's... With Kojima gone, I wonder what will happen with the Metal Gear Rising stuff, because he was like the guy who pushed for that stuff.
Right.
With Platinum. Because there was also some stuff earlier in the year where there was like a Japanese games conference that was showing some Sony stuff. And during like this countdown, there was a brief flash of some video showing the number 2 in the Metal Gear Rising font and also color and color stylings.
Yeah.
And then Platinum was like, tweeted like, hey, about that 2 you saw. It's to celebrate the 2nd year anniversary of Metal Gear Rising. So it's like,
sure it is. Sure.
Maybe there is a plan for Metal Gear Rising 2. And now they have to back off or something because of all the stuff that happened with Kojima. Yeah, maybe there's not. I don't know. If Kojima was gone, I would still be okay with more Metal Gear games if they just try to do more of their own thing, or if it's more Metal Gear Rising, because Kojima didn't do anything with that game anyways, and it was perfect on its own.
I think if he's gone, and it seems pretty likely that he's gone as an employee. Yeah. That seems likely to me. It's good for him and not good at all for Konami. Because what have they got?
Well, here's the thing, though.
If you take away Metal Gear, they look like a sinking ship of soccer men. That is Konami now.
Yeah, the thing is...
Where's Castlevania these days?
Dead. I don't know if it's dead, but they made the second Lords of Shadow, and then it was just like, And then they made that 3DS game that was trying to be like a 2D Castlevania, and that was just like...
And for that matter, where's their original IP?
Yeah. So it's like something I kind of knew about, but found out a lot more about ever since this happened, was that Konami makes a lot of money from not video games.
Yeah.
They have pachinko machines, and then they have...
They're huge in, like, the casino gambling machine
they have two...
industry.
They have two big things other than games. They have the pachinko, patchy slot stuff, and then they also have, I think it's gyms or something like that. Or
like workout gyms?
No, it actually might be like some type of resort thing. They own like resorts or something.
Okay.
So yeah, they do other stuff other than just games, and like there is some graph that Konami published from like last year showing like this is how much money each of our 3 big divisions made. And it was like, hey, these resorts are making a lot of money. Hey, these all this gambling stuff is making a lot of money. Hey, these video games are making some money. And it seems like just owning resorts and making gambling machines is probably a more cost-effective way of making a lot of money.
So if we're going to continue to speculate, do you think it's likely that Kojima is being let go as like the first step of walking out of video games almost entirely and then just licensing their brands to other people because we're going to live on pachinko now? And rake in the mad cash.
Well, yeah, it's because like there's a picture people posted a bunch. It's like, hey, what's happening with Konami? What's going to happen to all the games they own and the properties they own? And somebody just posts a picture of their fucking Contra pachinko machine. It's like, well, there you go, Metal Gear pachinko. Yeah, because Konami said they were just doing a major restructuring and all that. So it seems maybe they're just like, let's just not do games or do very few games now. Because like the Phantom Pain is a very expensive video game to make that has been in development for like 5 years.
Yeah.
The amount of money it will make, even when it sells good, is probably not as good of a return as their other stuff. So they might just be so either they'll probably just go, let's make less of these less frequently, or stop altogether, or let's just make mobile games.
Now, if they wanted to stay in that horse race, a wise person would argue that the return on Phantom Pain is the sales of the game plus licensing the Fox engine to everyone and their mother, because that's a pretty great piece of tech.
Yeah, like,
whether they go that route, who knows?
And it's like the stuff that's been shown from the Fox engine a couple years ago is like, I don't know if this is common tech or what, but it seemed like magic to me, where they were showing how they made the 3D modeled like clothes and stuff. They would just make actual like sewing clothes patterns, feed them into the engine, and they would stitch the stuff together from the clothes patterns. And like the jacket they made for Snake just had clothes physics like automatically. So it's like, look, the zipper goes up and down and it works. And it's like, what?
Although you don't need to keep a video game division to license tech you already made. So that's sort of a neutral point.
So, yeah, they could just be licensing that stuff out until the Fox engine is old, or some people have said, like, oh, maybe they'll just keep making games, but they'll just outsource the development to other places. They won't have their own studios anymore. They'll just pay people to make their video games for them. Although they do have something on their website right now looking for new staff to make the future Metal Gear games. So it seems like they're kicking people out pretty hard and fast.
So you heard it here first, folks. There is a Russian doctor who is made entirely in the Fox engine in order to promote Phantom Pain virally, because Kojima is faking being fired because his new title will be like CEO of Konami Pachinko division.
And this has been a long con, because that doctor's books have been published since the early 2000s. So he's been thinking about this ever since Metal Gear Solid 2 was done. He was just thinking, how could I mess with people's minds
it's
even
information control. It's all right there at MGS2.
Metal Gear Solid 2's back, baby. It never ended. We're still in Metal Gear 2 right now. Everything has happened since the release of Metal Gear Solid 2. That's the real Metal Gear Solid 2.
And that's really the most likely outcome from where I'm sitting.
Yeah.
Okay. Middle segment?
Sure.
Middle segment. Okay. I think I have more to talk about, so I should start before we get to your one.
Okay.
That's the worst segue ever. So, This month's middle segment is going to be talking to something near and dear to my heart, and honestly, that of my wife, which is failed 90s science fiction series.
Yeah.
So you want to know what's in my DVD player right now?
Yeah.
Earth 2.
Oh man, I know almost nothing about Earth 2 other than I see it in Netflix all the time, and I think, should I watch Earth 2?
You should watch Earth 2. You're going to learn all about it right now. Earth 2 is an early 90s one-season show about... the setup is Earth is garbage, so everybody who can afford to lives on the space station. Mm-hmm. But life on the space station isn't real life, man. And so, like, the new generation of kids are being born with non-specific TV illness, where they just have coughs and are weak all the time.
Okay.
You know, that TV illness that's in every show. They have that.
Yeah.
So one of the moms of these children happens to be fabulously wealthy. So she finances an entire new colony to go out pretty much single-handedly. Mm-hmm. But the station government doesn't like it, so they like sabotage them 5 different ways. So most of the action is the advance team of colonists and the space truckers that got stuck on the surface of Earth 2 in all of the explosions, because they were supposed to just fly back and cash their fat checks. Mm-hmm. Just walking around a desolate planet trying to recover their lost cargo pods before the second wave of all of the people in deep sleep, all the rest of the colonists arrive. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they make it because the show got canceled before then.
Oh. How long? How many? Was it like, what, 2 or 3 seasons or something?
No, just the one. Just one.
God, it's even worse than SeaQuest then.
Yeah. It has 3 or 5 episode guest spot for Tim Curry.
Oh, awesome.
Tim Curry plays a very murderous fellow who is apparently this planet used to be used as a penal colony, and he killed all of the other dangerous criminals.
Wow.
So he's the winner of the Hunger Games, and just wants to steal their truck really bad when he finds these colonists. He climbs in the truck and tries to give it all the voice commands, but it doesn't work because it's cued to Clancy Brown.
Oh.
Clancy Brown is one of the stars of this show.
Huh.
If you're recognizing that name and don't know why, you probably know him as the voice of Lex Luthor in the all the 90s and 2000s superhero cartoons.
DC Animated Universe stuff.
Yeah. You might also know him now as a recurring guest character on The Flash, airing on CW Tuesdays.
I didn't know that.
He's a evil military guy that wants to use superheroes as weapons.
Oh no.
Yeah. But on Earth 2, he's head mechanic.
Oh.
And he has a sweet daughter who they started out as the only likable characters on the show, and now I hate them.
Oh.
Because in the Tim Curry mini arc, basically, I like shows where people care about each other.
Yeah.
You know,
that's
something that endears you to an ensemble cast is they care about each other to some degree. And sometimes it's a case where they eventually learn to, like in, say, Fringe. Or you have 2 characters that really do care about each other but are fundamentally incompatible, like the most recent season of Doctor Who. I found that very compelling, personally. Nobody on Earth 2 likes each other at all. Except the most awful character, which is why I like him. They were getting government inspected when shortly before their scheduled launch, right? By this slimy, scummy station council servant. And he's just awful, right? And he has a adorable, lovely wife. but they launched early because they found out that there was a time bomb ready to kill them if they had launched on time. So they're just like, fuck it, we're going. So he basically got kidnapped. He's on Earth 2, and he was there to shut them down. And now he and his wife are the only good characters because they genuinely like each other.
Oh.
I don't think the head lady even likes her son that she's trying to save the life of. I can't blame her because he's an awful, awful child character.
Oh,
he's the
God.
worst. He's played by a kid that looks just like the little boy from Jurassic Park, but isn't.
Same age, you think?
Pretty much.
Oh, boy.
They look like they could be twins, but they are not the same kid, which surprised me. The last bits I've been watching also have Terry O'Quinn from Lost. He was Locke on Lost.
Oh, wow.
The old guy.
Yeah.
He's it turns out their doctor is spying on them for the station government, and he's her contact that she meets by putting on virtual reality sunglasses.
Yeah. Does it sound better by the second right now?
Oh, yeah. And so, like, the planet has its own weird cosmology where there's just adorably disgusting Jim Henson-looking creature aliens.
Yes.
That want to steal all their things because they're shiny. And I guess that's how their culture works. And then weird people that are made of rocks and are the soul of the planet. And the annoying little boy is like turning into one of them because of his pineal gland.
What?
It's weird. It's real weird.
Huh.
But that's Earth 2, and that's something.
It's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix. What's the last awful, not necessarily awful, but failed 90s sci-fi you've been watching?
SeaQuest.
SeaQuest.
It's been on Netflix for a long time, and I keep going by and just thinking, oh, I remember seeing an episode of that when it was on, like, I think it was on the Sci-Fi Channel at some point.
I don't doubt it. They were broke for a long time.
Yeah, I just remember seeing it on Sci-Fi maybe as a kid, and I eventually decided, okay, let's give SeaQuest a chance.
How did that go?
I still don't know how it went. It's really hard for me to formulate an opinion on SeaQuest other than there were parts of it I really enjoyed, and then there were lots of parts I thought were incredibly dull. Granted, this is from the first 2 episodes. I read the later episode synopses, and they sound way better. In a sense.
If you ask the cast of the show, it's the opposite.
Yeah. So the protagonist of this show is the show itself is I might need help from you because it's been a while since I've watched these 2 episodes.
I should say this is another one of my wife's favorite shows.
Yeah. In the future on Earth, it's like I think they've like mined all the resources they can on the surface, essentially, something like that. So the
ocean is the most valuable source of resources.
Yeah, and so there's tons of people living in the ocean, like deep sea and colonies and stuff, and everybody's driving ships around so they can mine everything in the ocean. And there's some United Ocean something or other.
It's the Federation of Wetness.
Yeah. Once they explained what it was like, oh, this is just like the Federation from Star Trek, but
everything about SeaQuest is just Star Trek.
It's just but there's one really big, awesome ship called the SeaQuest. It's the Enterprise, but it's a submarine.
Yeah.
And the protagonist is this guy who designed it, but he is no longer in the ocean military, and because he's fed up with everything because his wife died, and his son, I think his son also died. And so he just lives in like a shack with his friend Dolphin. named Darwin.
Okay, it's the same dolphin they bring on the ship. Yeah.
Yeah. They eventually go like, "Oh, you gotta come back," and he's like, "No, I can't get in the military." But they eventually get him on board, and there's all this whole plot with, at least for the first 2 episodes, I don't know if they come back. There's this rich German guy who like used to own a bunch of places that would mine stuff in the ocean, but ever since this big Federation of Oceans got together, he's not making as much money, so he hires this turncoat military lady who was the protagonist's like protege to blow up the SeaQuest. Oh my god.
But he spent so much time designing the best submarine ever.
Well, the submarine got hacked. It got a virus. But it's a good thing there's a plucky 14-year-old cool kid with eagle hair to find the virus. He knows he's a whiz kid who programmed a walkie-talkie that can translate dolphin sounds into English.
Look, while we're talking about how SeaQuest is just Star Trek The Next Generation, I will say that this kid is a way better kid character than Wesley Crusher. He's a sexy teen. He's so many people. Like, if you talk about SeaQuest, especially if you're talking to women our age, if they know it because they had a crush on that kid.
Yeah, when I tweeted about that kid because I thought he looked hilarious. Everybody, several ladies tweeted at me. I had a crush on him.
Yeah. He's like Jonathan Taylor Thomas, but like intellectual.
Yeah, when I saw him, I thought, wow, this is JTT.
My favorite thing about the ship, though, is that they bring the Dolphin on to be like a crew member.
He designed tubes. There are water tubes all throughout the sub. So every time you're walking in a hallway or if you're in the fucking bridge, there's a tube the Dolphin can swim so he can just hang out with you. In the bridge, it's not even just like a tube in the side of the wall. It's like a little open pool that the Dolphin can come out of. And it's like right next to like the captain's chair. It's like, oh good, my number 2 is right here. Darwin the Dolphin.
And
who has a great voice.
We haven't mentioned the captain, though, is played by the guy who played Chief Brody in Jaws.
Yes.
Like, he's a serious actor.
Yeah. And he was the guy who was not particularly happy with how the show went after the first season.
Yeah.
He had some great fucking quotes that I might have to pull up because he is very bitter.
The trajectory of the show, right, is the first season was for a show about a super sub in the future of underwater cities. It's fairly grounded, you know. They're dealing with like pirates and unscrupulous corporations and rogue elements in this undersea Wild West that the Federation is trying to keep a lid on, and it's scientifically sound enough for a network television series
in the 90s.
But then in the second season, they like fight Poseidon.
Yeah.
And it ends with them being kidnapped by aliens to fight in their war on their ocean planet. So I might have to skip to the second season just to see. They basically blow the lid off, and then the third season is a time skip, and guess who's not captain anymore because he talked shit about the show all year.
And yeah, it was like every season they had like a rotating cast for the shipmates. It was like every season, most of the characters would get replaced with new people because like the people from the previous season like finished their tour of duty, so they just leave. Which I guess that could be cool for a show to do that.
Yeah, if it's a show that's good at making interesting characters that you can connect to.
Yeah.
And it certainly is more realistic for a military organization sort of thing. I mean, how many times did they have episodes where Picard's telling Riker, "You get out of here. You're stifling your own career. What are you doing?"
I've currently
comes up a lot.
I've currently been going through TNG right now because I've never really actually watched that show before, just a couple of times as a kid, and it was like, yeah, there have been four instances in the first 4 or 5 seasons where Riker should have been promoted or gotten his own ship, and then he's like, no, I don't know. I'm good with just having a beard here.
Yeah, there's strict shaving regulations for captains.
Yeah.
But while we're talking about shows that are just like other shows, and I guess if you wanted to say Earth 2 is like something, it's like the new Battlestar Galactica, sort of.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like to me.
Although
kinda.
long before that existed, so it's the original. Just much less dramatic and generally poorly shot, certainly in comparison. Yeah. But you want to know what the X-Files inspired that also got canceled after 1 year?
Oh, God, what?
Show called Miracles. Miracles is basically X-Files for ghosts. It's all ghosts all the time.
Oh, God, I'm going to have to watch this.
Oh, it's great. It stars Skeet Ulrich, who is the patron saint of canceled television. He was the main detective in Law & Order Los Angeles. You don't see that anymore now, do you?
No.
I don't think it even lasted its full first season.
Jeez.
He was the main character in Jericho, which got canceled after its first season, brought back, then canceled again.
Oh, man.
But, yeah, Skeet Ulrich plays a guy who gets in a car accident. Yeah, I think it's a car accident. And his blood spells out the message, God is now here.
Oh, God.
Which brings him to the attention of these ghost hunters in Boston. Because he's the first person that's sure it said now here. There have been reports of the same phenomenon, but they all believe it says God is nowhere. Whoa, did I blow your mind? So it's pretty much just an X-Files Ghost of the Week show. But every episode, Skeet Ulrich either smooches or gets punched in the face by a ghost. Sometimes they both happen, but it's at least one of those every single episode. He's constantly getting abused by ghosts. Up until the season finale where he has to like stop his heart and put himself in an ice cold bath so he can hopefully be resuscitated later. He has to temporarily kill himself just to go after the ghost. He must become the ghost.
So did he have a partner character like a Scully, or is it just him?
It's him, the mysterious man who lives in their office.
Okay.
Like, you don't know anything about him, but there's one episode, like a third of the way into the season, that's from his point of view. And the big reveal is that his apartment, he just walks downstairs and, it's their office building. He never leaves. Uh-huh. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I get it. And their secretary, basically. It's a 3-person show.
Okay.
And Skeet has to do all the heavy lifting. Like they drop things with like, wow, these characters have a lot going on, and I can't wait to hear how that lady got in with all this nonsense. Like, she's just trying to raise a kid all on her own. Why is she their secretary? But you gotta think you might not get more than one season. You can cut to the chase. Come on. But it was a guilty pleasure when we watched it before. Miracles is something to see.
I think that might be on Netflix too. I think I remember going past Miracles.
It probably is. There's one episode that I remember honestly being really good. It's about a techno ghost.
Oh shit.
There's a ghost in the machine. Hell yes. And I think it's the first one where Skeet smooches a ghost also. 2 different ghosts.
Yeah. Oh.
But I remember it actually having a genuinely sort of chilling and frightening stuff going on. With like a weird pseudo camp layer on top. None of the rest of the show got up to that level, but Skeet tried his best. Poor Skeet. Then there's Star Hunter on my shelf, which my wife keeps threatening she's going to make me watch, but we haven't got through Earth 2 yet. Star Hunter is a Canadian show about people who apparently hunt stars. All I know is the title and the nation of origin. And she found it in a Walmart bargain bin and was shocked to see that it ever had a home release. Those are the 3 things I know about Star Hunter.
That reminds me, SeaQuest, its 3rd season didn't even get released on DVD in the US.
No. I hear complaints about this practically every week. That's what it's like living in my home.
So there is one failed sci-fi show I haven't watched yet, but I've heard of it multiple times. I've watched the intro a couple times. Keep thinking, wow, I really need to watch Cleopatra 2525.
Oh, there is a trailer for that in the Earth 2 discs.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I had the same reaction. I've got to see me some of this.
Oh, it looks... Sam Raimi was an executive producer.
That's who I was trying to think of. Yeah, Sam Raimi is responsible for this.
Steven Spielberg was involved with SeaQuest, wasn't he?
You know, I think maybe.
Let's look that up real quick.
And doesn't SeaQuest have those like educational bits on the end? Like almost Captain Planet, the more you know about ocean ecology and preservation.
They do, but they aren't included on the Netflix versions. I've never seen them. But yeah, SeaQuest had Steven Spielberg on it as... God, I can't remember how he was involved with it.
Probably executive producer.
Yeah.
The beginning
Michael
of
Ironside
a long
was in that
chain
show
of shows that... oh, that's right. Michael Ironside's great.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Isn't he the replacement captain?
He is.
Yeah.
William Shatner was on SeaQuest one time. They had a couple like fairly well-known people as like guest stars on that show.
Well, there you go, folks.
Trying to remember who else. Oh, Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill was great on Flash. Like,
oh, doesn't he play
the trickster?
He played him in the DCAU shows too.
Because he played him in like the 1990 Flash series.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and he is sort of a sequel to that, him as the trickster in the current Flash show. Mm-hmm. Even though the two shows are unrelated, except in that the guy who played the Flash in 1990 plays Barry's dad in the CW show.
Whoa. How is the Flash? Is it a good show?
Oh, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to watch.
Okay.
I like Flash. I like Arrow. I like that they their tones are very disparate. Mm-hmm. And I like how they capitalize on that in their regular crossovers. I swear they've had things that could count as crossovers in more episodes this season than they haven't. But
are those shows related to there's one other DC show right now, isn't there?
There's Gotham on Fox, completely unrelated.
Okay.
There is going to be a Supergirl pilot from the same creators of Flash and Arrow that I don't think will be related because it's going to be on ABC.
Oh, okay.
There's talk about a third show that actually is related that's going to be like the Atom, who they're bringing in on Arrow this year. Brandon Routh is playing him, and he's charming as hell. And it'd basically be him doing team-ups with this huge cast of one-off characters that they've developed, and just picking up on them a new one every week. Which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So that's turning into its whole thing. Eventually, the CW will be Supernatural, the Vampire Diaries, and 20 superhero shows from the same creators.
That are all, basically just parts of the same show. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool when you have multiple running shows that are kind of all intertwined with each other to a certain extent until there are too many shows, then it gets kind of ridiculous.
Yeah. And in the Flash and Arrow's case, while they do cross over a lot and talk about each other a lot, it's not necessary to follow what's happening in this episode I am watching.
Okay.
Like Ray Palmer flies in a suit, and you get, he's a science man. That's all you really need to know. He's dating Felicity now? I guess that's why she's not trying to smooch Barry. Cool, whatever, the end. So that's the topic we planned to and one we didn't, basically.
I hear Daredevil's also good, but that's not DC.
Yeah. I hear it's good. I don't do Netflix streaming because I've got enough things to do in my life. But I'm sure I'll catch up on it. I do hear nothing but fantastic things.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, no. I heard one person say bad things about it. And like, yeah, by the time I got to the end, I didn't really enjoy it much. And then you notice this person said it like 36 hours after it was available.
Oh.
You spent 1 in 3 of the last hours of your life watching this show. Anyone would get tired of anything. Out, man.
One's for breakfast, one's for dinner.
There's binge watching, and then there's never gonna sleep. So to finish our backwards cast, we're gonna do our Let's Play segment now.
Yo, what?
Yeah. Did you notice we switched it up? Because I said at the beginning that, hey, let's switch it up. Did you catch that? It was very subtle. One thing that's been going on, I don't want to say lately, because one of my points is that it's not entirely new, though, is that a number of gaming news and review sites are having their own sponsored Let's Plays.
Yeah. Are they sponsored? Or are they just doing them on their own?
Well, what do you mean by sponsored? Like,
when you said sponsored, I was thinking like, oh, the people who made the game were paying them.
No, I don't believe that's the case. No.
Okay.
What I mean by sponsored is by, hey, Phil Kolar, editor and reviewer for Polygon, isn't just LPing Bloodborne. He's LPing it as a feature for Polygon.com.
Yeah.
That's what I mean when I say sponsored.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Which is true. That is the case. And Danielle something, I forget her name, but if you want to check out that one, it has my endorsement. I think it's fun.
Yeah, I've watched bits of that, and it's been entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's games. I don't know if GameSpot has been doing flat out LPs, but it does feel that like more gaming sites are trying to just do the flat out full playthroughs now. And
like I mentioned about it not being entirely new, 1UP, back when it existed.
That's right.
Had Super Great Friend do... Oh, the one with the big boner. What was that? Shadows of the Damned. Shadows of the
Yep. I think they were originally planning to pay multiple people to do LPs as content, but then, 1UP went down.
And is famous for not paying people for anything. So
yeah.
But yeah, so what do you think about that? Just big level top down before we get into other details.
I mean, it makes sense. Let's plays and streaming are the like biggest form of and like most watched, I think, video content on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah, there was like something like early last year, where YouTube published like a percentage of like how much time was spent being watched of like different types of videos, and like Let's Plays and gaming videos were like number one.
Well, think about it. A Let's Play is 20 minutes, half hour.
Yeah.
Dogs sleeping and with their paws twitching, that's a 2-minute video.
Yeah.
I mean, I love it, but if you're going by minutes watched, it can't stack up.
Yeah. But it was like there were some other graphs too, and it just seemed that like gaming and Let's Play style stuff in particular was like the most popular video content that YouTube was hosting.
Then again, that can't be that surprising considering how many of the, say, top 10 most subscribed channels, including the number one.
And with how a lot of the people who had high subscribers but weren't game related began their own Let's Play branch channels.
Which I'm sure we would have had a topic about if this podcast were, say, a year older than it is.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. I think more people are not going to reviews for deciding whether or not they want a game. I think more people, like with Giant Bomb, their most popular stuff is just the quick looks.
The quick looks, yeah.
And
this is sort of, you can think of it as an extension from that. I mean,
yeah.
In fact, I would think of it the same way rather than a quick look. I mean, rather than being, we're going to do Let's Plays now, it seems more like an extension of a quick look that goes all the way to the end of the game.
Yeah.
But there's an existing name for that sort of confuses the genealogy. Because, I guess we're getting into what is a real Let's Play, which is a can of worms I don't want to open. But there's more variety to it than you're seeing with these.
Yes.
Because it's generally always, here's our review copy, going to start with a backlog so we can have regular updates. It's necessarily a blind thing, and it's going up pretty much day and date with not necessarily the game, but at least with the embargo, right?
Yeah.
That's the typical thing. And that's, I mean, where are the experienced runs? Where are the games that aren't new? I mean...
Yeah. I think there was one game site that had done that for a while. I don't know if they're still doing it, but it was Game Informer. The most recent dude who joined Giant Bomb, Dan Riker, he did a lot of like playthroughs, or at least revisiting older games. They might not have always been full playthroughs, but there were times where they were. I think they did a full playthrough of like the original Half-Life. So yeah, Game Informer I think definitely has some more of that stuff, but again, it was more retrospective or you know, nostalgia rather than like a skilled thing or informational. And on that topic of game sites doing that, also game developers have been getting into this stuff a little bit.
Yeah, that is true.
In a little bit more of like an informational way, like Double Fine specifically. The documentary crew that does all their videos for their Kickstarter stuff also produces videos called Devs Play, where they get people in from Double Fine or other game developers to come in and show off a game they worked on or a game that really influenced them. So like you have like some of the most watched ones is like, oh, John Romero's here. He's going to play through Doom and lots of Doom mods. They had one that was a little different. That was pretty cool, in which they got a ton of the people who worked on Psychonauts in one room, and then they watched a speedrunner speedrun through Psychonauts. And it was fun to watch them flip out at all these glitches they had no idea were in the game.
Nice.
So there's some stuff like that. I think that's just going to keep happening, just because... the early
waves, I guess, of Let's Play created this market. I mean, they made something which made demand for more of it, and now that's being capitalized on by people who have a desire to capitalize on it.
Also, I wouldn't be surprised if more places are going to go like, hey, we need to make Let's Play style stuff because it makes more money. There are video ads. Before it was like, hey, if you write an article, make sure there's a break, so they split this article up into 3 pages, so they have to look at more ads. And now it's just like, well, just put in mid-roll ads or something. I don't know.
I mean, how many parts is Wonderful 101? Like 30?
Yeah, it was like 30 parts, and those were 20 to 30 minutes with only ads at the beginning and end. And most people don't see the end ads.
Anything with 30 parts is a listicle. I hate to break it to you.
Yeah. I'm an expert in listicles. Please hire me for my second job. Although the place I am working for, I might be getting people there to do some of this style stuff.
I mean, I don't know what you're still allowed to say yet, but isn't part of your job description doing streams with them? Or
yep.
At least making them do streams and making them not suck.
Yeah, I mean, they have streamed in the past before, but they don't
Not to say that they did suck, but it's your job to make sure they never do suck in the future.
Right. Yeah, it's just they don't have anybody who really knows about streaming, like what people like or what they want, because I am the youngest person there. So, yeah, part of my job is beginning to plan these streams and what we do with them and who we get in on them. And there's a bunch of ideas and it's basically like I just wrote this big thing saying like, here's all these ideas, and it's like, cool, we can do all of those. And one of them is just suggesting like if somebody wants to do like a Let's Play style thing.
Yeah.
So
now I also think it's natural for a review site like say, Polygon, the first example I brought up.
Yeah.
Because you can think of Let's Playing as sort of a review medium, and incredibly honest one, although not perfectly. Because you're going to see the entire game, or at least you're going to see the entire game as experienced by this specific person or group of people.
Yeah.
There's very little wiggle room for that to lie to you. Although it can influence you. I mean, look at a lot more people have watched Deadly Premonition than played it. So a lot of people's opinions depend on who they watched play it.
I do think there's some games where, even though you see the game played through, you might think, oh, that seemed like a shitty game, but maybe the person was just really bad at playing it. And it was a type of game where the mechanics are obscured enough where you can't tell they are playing it bad. Like maybe they never realized the game mechanic, and so therefore you never realize it either because it's not a common game mechanic you see everywhere or something.
But even with those caveats, you're getting more reliable and actionable information than someone playing for however long they do, than sitting down and typing their personal reaction to it.
Yeah.
You're getting like the raw, uncut data, basically. And then, once again, from their revenue point of view, they can double dip. They've got one person doing the review and one person doing the Let's Play. And going back to Bloodborne on Polygon, a third person doing boss strategy videos, and a fourth person doing...
Yeah, Polygon's
they're basically Bloodborne.com, honestly.
They're pumping out the Bloodborne content. I mean, it makes sense because everybody's into Bloodborne right now. If you're going to capitalize on it, now's the time.
Strike while the iron has your soul gems.
Yeah. And I wouldn't be surprised if... because last time we talked about how places were dropping review scores. I wouldn't be surprised if more places do less reviews. Like Giant Bomb doesn't do nearly as many articles and reviews as they used to, just because it's like, well, there's not much of a point. Everybody just likes these videos, and they seem to find that good enough. Let's just get these people writing stuff and just do more videos.
Yeah.
Although they're a very small operation, but it's weird. Everything's doing Let's Plays.
So how's it feel to be a trendsetter?
It feels great.
A tastemaker.
I can't wait until a future presidential candidate has
their Let's Plays come to light?
Yeah,
like their middle school Let's Plays that are full of like racial slurs because they are 14.
Yeah, it's gonna happen at some point, right?
Yeah, it's gonna happen. I can't wait.
It's gonna happen because I'm running for president.
Yeah.
Once I'm 35.
Just wait until Rand Paul shows us how to. God, what would he play? I got Civilization.
Maybe. God.
Oh, that would be awful.
Yeah.
Benghazi Simulator 2016. No!
Oh, God.
No!
JFK Reloaded? Wait a minute.
Let me try my no-shooter theory. Like, this doesn't match up at all.
I just want to win the $1 million.
Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. So, do you have any more to say, I suppose, on the topic of gaming sites doing their own in-house LPs?
It's really weird, and it's kind of interesting to see everybody doing this stuff now.
Yeah.
Everybody keep doing Let's Plays, it'll get you jobs, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
It kind of worked for me.
Kind of. I don't know. I think it's one thing of many. To go back to something I almost talked about earlier, it's one thing of many that is sort of defining what Let's Plays are in a narrower way.
Yeah.
It's like we come from a scene that started with nobody did new games. Like, even in the days of the 6-month rule, people weren't waiting to do new games.
Yeah,
6 months later,
tons of old stuff
they were doing SNES stuff.
Yeah, because it was easy to emulate. Don't need a capture card.
So the big names going hand in hand with indie devs for like day one. Here you go. Here's this game. Check it out. Here's me screaming in the corner at this game. Yeah. And review sites being like, hey, you want to play this hype game? So do we. We got a review copy. Here's 3 parts of a Let's Play coming out on launch day.
Yeah.
And it's sort of moving Let's Play into, for more people, that just is day one, just blind runs, new games.
Yep. I still feel like the style of stuff we do a lot of time, like for the Metal Gears or the Platinum stuff, I still feel like there are people who find this stuff and they go, oh, that's weird. I've never seen people do Let's Plays in this style before. It's like, I don't know, there's a fair amount of this stuff, but okay.
We've been doing it since longer than you've been watching them then. How about that? So I guess that's my one other point I wanted to make.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, as long as they're making good stuff,
yeah,
what do I care?
Yeah. It's nice to have variety, though.
Yeah. So I guess that brings us to the good old Q&A segment.
Oh,
it's the one thing we aren't doing backwards.
Yeah, it's the bookend.
You want to take it away from here?
Oh, yeah, let me just pull the thing up. This is from Craig.
Hey, Craig.
He basically wants to know
a lot of things.
A lot of things about
There's an A, B, and C in this.
What role doing Reciprés played in the development of your own LPs? And what role you think Reciprés as a concept or genre played in the LP scene as a whole? And if you think Reciprés still has a place in the current world of LP? And also just kind of what is up with Reciprés right now in general.
Okay. I will also call attention to the beginning before he gets to the question, where he says, both we and they, the RP channel proper, seem to have moved on largely from doing the whole riff over a YouTube Let's Play thing. And this is something that gets talked about a lot, like a lot, and it's weird. I'm going to come clean. I'm going to say I name search. I just want to see what people are saying about the stuff. I'm curious. Yeah. And what I find more often than anything is people talking about, man, what happened with Reciprés? What went wrong? Why don't they do it anymore? It's the number one thing.
Yeah.
Which is weird. So let me tell you why they don't happen very much. Number one, to bring up something I said like 5 minutes ago, Let's Plays as a whole are getting really standardized.
Yeah.
People are doing the follow the leader thing. So since there's huge multi-million subscriber people like role models, they're just doing that. So people are, it's harder to find things that are bad in new and interesting ways.
Yeah.
And the ones that are out there, because surely they are out there, are buried under all of the same old things that aren't funny anymore. So it's, people don't realize that there's a big lack of content to work with to begin with. Instead, they just want to say we've been infected by evil SJWs. But that's the number one theory put forward. There you go. I've read it a million times.
Yeah, I've seen it too.
But I mean, and it's pretty clear that that's the case when you look at how our riffing, our two channels have moved on. Because like there are periods of Let's Plays and then periods of Flash games and periods of, for them, long plays of weird FMV games and other niche stuff, which is sort of like just doing a Let's Play but using someone else's thumbs. And then we've got our whole 90s news and employee training videos thing.
Yeah, I still got more of those to edit.
A lot more of those to edit. But it's finding something new that you haven't made the same joke 10 times.
Yeah. And it's like, I still search for bad Let's Plays. But yeah, it's... The good stuff is incredibly hard to find. It happens way less often now. And honestly, the number one problem for me is searching Let's Play by most recent. Like, 75% of the videos are German. I can't make fun of people speaking German.
It used to be, in the good old days, you would find something that was aces, good to go in the first page of results. You do that.
Yeah. And it's like every once in a while, I still find a camcorder LP. And it's like, oh, that's nice. But it's like there's nothing else significant in the camcorder LP to like make it funny.
We've all been there and done that.
Yeah.
So before we get into the meat of the question, I just wanted to like get that like on record.
Yeah, and it's like and if it's something more better produced and standardized like a lot of the stuff is, but it's still like bad, it's probably going to be dull with nothing interesting to talk over. It's like, for those videos to be content that is fun to make jokes over, the person doing the commentary has to be like a tremendous asshole or something. Yeah. That's what it feels like. Because otherwise it's just like, oh, here's this person just doing their thing and we're coming over there and like shitting on something that doesn't have anything funny to make fun of. If that person is a fucking asshole about a lot of things or something, then there's good material there. Because now you have some person who's just shitty, right? Mm-hmm. But you don't find the like really shitty asshole people very often either. So
people have kind of mellowed.
Yeah.
Which is good in the long run for a lot of reasons.
Because it also feels like the people doing the Let's Plays in general, the median age is slightly older now. It's like early college now instead of middle school and high school.
It's the people trying to build up their resumes so they can go apply to work at Giant Bomb.
Yeah. They must. I cannot imagine what their applications they get all the time are like. It must be terrible.
Do they still have a Chicago office?
No, not really. No? Okay. The Chicago office was just Patrick Klepek, but
right, and he left for Kotaku now. Yeah.
Yeah, so they don't have a Chicago office. They have one in New York. That's where
I don't live in New York. Screw it.
That's where Vinny and Alex work, and apparently they're looking to hire another person or something.
But so yeah, we've covered that note. So, what role doing Retro Praise played in the development of your own LPs? If I had read the intro line, that would have made grammatical sense. Thank you, Craig. I screwed it up, not you. I'm curious, what role doing Retro Praise played in the development of your own LPs? Do you want to take the technical side? Because, I mean, I'm sure it's a lot of rapid-fire video editing.
Yeah, a lot of the...
And we hadn't even done Spider-Man, I don't think, by the time we started doing them.
No, yeah, we started doing the RP stuff. Yeah, there was a thread for it. Just like, hey, everybody make your own RPs or whatever. And we just started doing them right around then. And a lot of them were things people were really enjoying at the time. And that was after we had finished Beyond Good and Evil and before we started Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. And yeah, a lot of the RP stuff was like, it was like a really fun and fast, easy way to try to be funny.
Yeah.
And for me, at least, it was a lot more practice with audio mixing and a lot of minor video things that aren't even issues I have to worry about anymore because the world has been open to me for years now, and I know like the proper good things to use, and that like don't use media I don't even remember what the thing was called. I use this thing for transcoding videos all the time, and it was a fucking nightmare. Don't use it. It probably has a virus in it, like Media Coder or something.
Is that the one that didn't have proper English on its timers?
Yes, I think so.
Is like time remained?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember just looking over that, watching things in code and laughing while I was sitting on your bed in your room. Man, the good old days.
I was just getting into college. What happened?
But I don't know. I think they did play a pretty big role in. It was sort of like, I guess the equivalent of open mic night for a comedian, just workshopping material. And also when you're looking at things that don't work and trying to figure out in the moment why they don't work so you can make a joke that does work, it's sort of like an intense, like, how to commentate over a game and be entertaining workshop.
Yeah.
In a weird way.
I think doing a lot of the early Red Supre stuff helped me figure out what was good.
Yeah, like that one Come On Brandon, whatever that video's called.
Come on, Brandon. Come on, Brandon. Yeah.
That's a great, just watching that.
That's one of our most watched videos.
It is.
Still. It's like over 150,000 views now or something.
And if you don't learn by the end of that, hey, stop repeating yourself every moment. You're never going to learn.
Yeah.
And then the way we turn that into gags, I'm pretty happy about, honestly.
Yeah, I'm still really happy with that one. There's a fair amount of old ones I'm still pretty happy with. And then there's a couple that, like, I look back and I was like, wow, I really don't like that now. And there's one I took down because I didn't like it so much.
But also, speaking about how many views they have, I think they're pretty clearly invaluable to making a brand. I'm quote fingersing so hard because, like, if you put something up on that channel now, it will have more views in a week easy than something you put up on the regular Let's Play channel.
It's actually pretty close
still to this day. Really? Because if you just look at the view numbers, it seems...
Yeah, the view numbers for everything gets pretty high, but, like, if I uploaded something now, the amount of people that come in, it's like it might get higher than an individual video from a Let's Play series we do, but it's like a very slow trickle to get up to that number. Right now, it's like if I put up a video, it would get views on par with like the very first episode of a new Let's Play. Or something like that. So,
which is still more than the second, third, fourth, etc.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, the comments will be filled with people saying, oh man, I love it when this channel finally updates. And then a reply to that person saying, hey, check out this channel where they do Let's Plays. And then the first person replies back, I don't want to watch those.
Yeah.
Every time.
There are two different audiences, I feel, with some crossover.
Heavy crossover, but yeah, there are people on both sides that don't want to meet in the middle.
Yeah.
I guess you want to move on to B?
Yeah, sure.
What role do you think Red Supre as a concept or genre played in the whole LP scene as a whole? This one's a sticky one, honestly, if you're asking me, and you did. I don't know. I think it was a fun thing to do it at the time. I don't know.
It was the Wild West, and everything was weird.
I'm never going to say I wish we hadn't done it. But I think from people from the outside looking in, it seemed a lot more hostile than it was meant to be. Yeah. And I think it caused some...
There were people afraid to make Let's Plays because they thought they would get Red Supre.
Would they have been good? Probably not.
Yeah, probably not.
I mean, most people aren't, is the reason I'm saying that. But maybe they would have been. Who knows? We will never have the chance to know. And I think it caused a bit of, to go along with that, a perception of a superiority.
Like elitism.
And smug elitism. And it's just people trying to take something that isn't good and turn it into something that is. And maybe not the best way to go about that, but I think things have gotten better. Yeah. I think...
Whether or not that is the cause for it, the general quality of a Let's Play video has gone up significantly from 2008 or 2009. Yeah. By a ton. And
I don't know, I think it also caused a bit of, on the other hand, people having license to not take things so seriously. Like, you worked on it, but look what you made. And now look what I can make. And we sort of collaborated. Let's all have a laugh. The people who took it in stride. Yeah. And sort of diffusing that sense that, your work isn't sacred. Nobody's is. Let's all just have a good time.
Yeah.
And I don't think that current is as strong as the negative feelings, but it's there, and I'm glad it's there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the last couple of times an actual Retsupre went up, I remember I would have the idea or thought in my head at the time that, and maybe this is where people think that we've been corrupted by SJWs. I don't know. I think because I still remember all the times that people think that we're being like really hostile or something. It's like, I just want to make something funny.
Yeah.
So it's like, I just try and think whatever I'm saying, I want to try and phrase it or say it in a way that makes it feel more like a good-natured ribbing on the person or something. Unless they're actually a shitty asshole or something, then it's like, well, hey, buddy, you're kind of a dick. But
that's something I love about the employee training videos.
Yeah.
Because you could always go back to, why did you think this was a good idea?
Yeah.
What part of you, what person made this decision?
Yeah.
And it's not this thing that somebody made because they care so much about Mega Man. You know, it's something that somebody had to make. Like, how the hell do I make cleaning kits interesting? I can't. Let's just go with a weird Svengoolie genie. Fuck it.
Yeah. And it's like, I remember tweeting about it before, and some people were saying like, oh, this is bullshit. Where I was talking about like, I think the things I think that are funny now are different than the things I thought were funny back then.
Oh, yeah. I can't believe there was blowback for that.
Yeah, it wasn't that many people, whatever.
Yeah. A non-zero number still is unbelievable to me.
Yeah, and it's just like, I don't know. I think it's more, I think everybody feels better when you're making fun of the product rather than the person who made the product, unless, again, they're a shitty asshole or something. And then
there's always that escape clause.
Yeah, if they're fucking awful as a human being, then yeah. But it's way more fun to make fun of the product. Also, if you're making fun of the product, you're probably going to get way better jokes out of it anyways.
Yeah, because
that's where the core of the weird material is at.
Yeah.
You know?
And even when the product is the video that person made, that's still enough of like a degree of separation to get at something. You've got that wiggle room.
Yeah. And also it's like, you know, just using that material as like a springboard to come up with weird hypothetical situations, or I remember like that fucking Dead Space thing where we were like haggling scare cam tech on the black market or something. Shit like that. The commentator in that video doesn't even matter in that one. It's all about the scare cam technology.
Oh, I like the part where we're talking about the difference between a thrilling game and a scary game. We're just talking game design in the middle of it, and no one cares.
Oh no, there was some things that in the guy's scare cam we did make fun of, but it was like there was like a hot babe calendar just out in the open or something. Yes. Pointing out the weird details in their room, I think, is also fine.
That's fun. For
the most part.
I mean, hey, you put it there. It's in the mise en scène. I over-Frenched that by double. Do you think Retsupre still has a place in the current world of LP? So asks Craig.
Yeah, sure. Just in like a different form than what it was before.
I don't know if it does as such, because of what we talked about, just the difficulty in collecting material that is new and interesting and works in the way we'd want it to work.
Yeah, I think you can have reunion videos, sort of, where every once in a while you can go return to the old form because you actually find something fucking weird. But
I think the mood of it, the spirit of, I guess, I don't know, Let's Play remix culture. I think that should never go away. You'll just have to find new ways to express it, really. Yeah.
And I still search for Let's Play stuff like once every couple of weeks.
Nice.
For like half an hour or something. But again, it's every once in a while you find something that's like, oh, that was weird or funny for a second, but it's not enough to sustain something.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just, I would love to do more of those styles, just the content isn't there to make fun of.
Yeah.
So you got to look for the weird old games or weird game related videos from the 90s, of which there are plenty, it seems, especially when people keep unearthing new ones that were like gone. Like that fucking 30-minute Melrose Place 90210 style thing for the 32X. We got to do that one.
Yeah, and if you don't get to work on the Atari Jaguar video...
Oh, fuck! That's right. The reason why I was waiting. I was waiting to actually edit that one because our Red Supre account had a 15-minute time limit on the videos again because a video got taken down.
That's another risk. Man, those were the Wild West days. Always just trying to skirt those. Yeah,
so for 6 months we lost our unlimited time limit because one of the videos got taken out. Which one was it? I think it was it was a Blip TV.
Oh, no, those jerks.
It was the do you remember? Oh, I can't remember what the name of it was. It was the guy who made that weird Christmas special Let's Play with his 3D dragons.
That guy is subject to the asshole clause.
I think it might have been that.
That should have been the name of his Christmas special, the asshole clause.
Where his CG dragon wished for his Let's Play show to get more views or something. See, I think it was that one that got taken down. Yeah.
Ugh.
Either that or it was the guy who did the anime reviews or whatever.
That guy was a creep too.
I don't quite remember that guy, so I can't say.
That guy started spreading around our video in order to get more views on his account. Oh,
maybe it wasn't him then. It might have been the other guy then. But yeah, one of those Blip videos got taken down, and that's what did it. But the 6-month thing is over. It has been for maybe 2 months. So that means
you should all be expecting something regarding the Atari Lynx, a half-hour infomercial that I will say I'm pretty proud how infomercials have that thing or call now and blah 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 blah, and it's
they
the
do it
same.
So many times.
They do it like 3 or 4 times. It's the same thing all the way.
Yeah,
we lasted through it with original material in each interlude.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, we killed it.
I remember that one I was pretty happy with that one.
And now you get to be happy with it too, because I'm guilting him into finally editing it by talking it up so much right now.
The thing, also all those recipe stuff I would hold off on editing those for such a long time because they are harder to edit than a Let's Play is. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of people's audio is really poorly balanced, which means I have to do way more audio balancing.
Yeah.
To keep the original video at a good volume with us still being, legible on top of that. But ever since I got this job, I learned more audio mixing stuff, and so I probably have a more automated process to making that sound good. Mm-hmm. So maybe more Red Spray stuff will happen. I don't know.
Maybe. So today we learned about Hideo Kojima, and we didn't actually learn anything.
Kojima, what's happening?
We learned some stuff about 90s television that we kind of wish we hadn't. Talked a bit about, I guess, semi-professional Let's Plays. I mean, in a sense.
Yeah. People are making money on an hourly wage.
And that good old Red Supre stuff that you all know and love. And don't forget, there's going to be a bonus episode coming out sometime in May. Yeah. And I think we're going to make this a short month so we can move. By the time of June or July, we'll get back to our regular top of the month recording schedule.
Yeah.
So sorry for making you wait, but you're going to get things faster to get us back on track to make up for it.
Some other things, random things, I guess I should say. Watch Dogs will be happening soon.
Yeah, how soon?
We have 12 episodes of commentary already recorded.
Yes.
There still needs to be plenty of editing done, but I edited 2 episodes today, so we got a 4-episode backlog for that. Your stuff I still need to put together, but that'll be easy.
My stuff is easy.
Yeah, and it's also short.
I still have to write my 3rd plus stuff.
Yeah, and on top of that, my weekly stream will still be happening. I got back into the weekly streams. So I mentioned this on Twitter, but I haven't actually asked you yet.
Yeah?
So one of the goals on Patreon that got fulfilled very quickly, and I still haven't delivered on it yet, is the videos for the fight. You want to come over to my place and record videos for the fight live?
I absolutely want to come over to your place and record videos for the fight live.
Because I recorded a ton of stuff for that and experimented with hugging polygonal men. But doing post-commentary for that game would be really weird. Because you're missing out on the entire physical element of playing that game.
I would love to visit your new place and do live commentary for the fight. And we can digitally hug each other.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get 2 more PlayStation moves, because I believe that game has local multiplayer. So if that is the case, I'll have to double check. I'm going to have to buy 2 more PlayStation moves. And I mean, I have barely any furniture in my apartment yet.
That's perfect.
So I can just throw the futon into one of the fucking corners on the other side of the world, and we will have as much room as we need to virtually punch each other. Here it is, folks. The WrestleMania of Chipod Ironicast.
Will the streak end?
I'm going to ascend from beneath the floor, and I'm going to be carrying 2 Terminator skulls in each hand.
And I'm going to get confused and call the Superdome the Silver Dome, even though that's like 500 miles away at least.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's the new plan for the fight, I suppose. And on top of that, this is going to be happening later today when I'm doing the weekly stream. I don't know if it'll always be a stream. Maybe if just people consistently want to vote for it, or if they just want it as normal content. I have this nightmarish habit of every time a new Metal Gear game is about to come out, I play through every Metal Gear game again.
Ghost Babel?
No, just the mainline ones. So this time around, it would be... I've already played through Metal Gear 1 and 2, the MSX ones, a couple months ago, so I don't...
So when you say just the mainline ones, you mean everything but Ghost Babel and Acid.
Yeah, and Portable Ops. So this stream that's happening later today is going to be a revisiting Metal Gear segment. So I am beginning with Metal Gear Solid 1. I'll be going through 1, 2, 3, 4, Peace Walker.
Peace Walker is going to be the big time sink.
Yeah, that one might be a partial playthrough until I have to get to the part where I just have to grind to get the true ending, and I'll just play
get the first ending and not the true ending.
No, I might just replay through the true ending on the LP.
Okay.
The LP, the Let's Play save file I still have. Those Metal Gear games, I haven't really touched them since I finished the Let's Play for each of them.
Nice.
So it's like whenever I do a Let's Play for a game, it's like, okay, I'm settling the game to bed. Good night. This is the last time I play the game for an extremely long time. So like Metal Gear Solid 3 I haven't really touched since 2009, so this will be weird.
Yeah.
And it'll be the HD versions after 1 too, so that'll be nice. Because I always thought like, with 2 and 3, I wish I could somehow just magically click a button and replace it with HD footage. Instead of the fuzzy stuff I captured years ago. But it's like, well, maybe I'll just do a supplemental thing on the side. Because also, with all those games, there's still Easter eggs I forgot about or missed. Sure. So I need to show those off in preparation for the 5th one.
So, don't forget to check those out. Don't forget to check out 6 Feet Under and Let's Play the 13th Age. And we're going to be bringing you all this awesome stuff as soon as we can. Yeah. So, with that, good night, folks.
Goodbye.